in the game just to get my fatty. And these lazy ain't got competition. It's me versus me, love key talk gang.
Notification gang and Key Talk gang, really the same thing. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. It's greatly appreciated and it helps me get inside the algorithm. Anyways, so we got a couple different topics to talk about today. RiOT has been arrested, of course, for a felon in possession of a firearm. However, RiOT may be having to do a lawsuit against 12 of them because they lied on them. And then, of course, DiDDY. News on DiDDY has came out, and actually Cassie is in fact working with the FEDS. So she kind of pulled a double whammy on DiDDY, got paid first, opened the floodgates for everybody else to come in, and now working with the FEDS and could potentially be the cause of why they actually ran inside and did that raid. And then, of course, last but not least, we got Sexyy Red, who's actually running a female rap game right now, whether y'all want to believe it or not, whether y'all like her or not. Some details about her going into the school, getting kicked out. We'll get into that as well. Anyway, so RiOT was actually pulled over, and I believe it was inside of Florida. Now, I guess they thought like, hey, man, listen, all you rappers in Florida are felons, so none of y'all ain't supposed to have guns. Now, everybody knows that 12 of them can literally go on their computers, type in their computers, and see if someone is a felon. So that's information that they can easily get with the position of power that they got to protect the public. However, they just suspected that RiOT was a felon, caught him with a gun, and ended up taking him to jail, right? Now, RiOT lawyers are now coming out like, hold up. What in the blue hell is going on? Y'all could have looked at y'all system and saw that our client is literally not a felon, so y'all had no reason to arrest him. Now, if they did falsely arrest him, that's definitely opening the door up for a lawsuit that RiOT could potentially do if he decides to do it, right? I'm going to read the report on that, and then we'll get into the next topic. So it says, RiOT found himself in a jail cell this week. This after cops arrested him on a firearm charge, even though his attorneys are calling BS. The rapper was booked into Mante County Jail Wednesday on 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and he posed for a mugshot on his way in. The exact circumstances led to RiOT's bust are still unclear at this point, so they don't know if it was like a traffic stop that they got pulled over at or just anything like that, right? It continues and it says, in any case, his attorneys Bradford Cohen and Mark Rakin tells us the officers that made the arrest are incorrect. He is not a convicted felon and has never been a convicted felon. We would have hoped additional research would have been done prior to filing these charges, which means, okay, maybe they didn't do the research when they pulled him over and then they arrested him, which was wrong. But also when they actually brought him for him to take his mugshot and stuff like that, they still had the opportunity to look into their system to verify the charges that he actually had, right? They continue and they said, they add, as with any case, we will hold those parties that made the error accountable for their actions, which means potentially a lawsuit. We're told Rod has since been released on his own recognizance. However, according to jail records, Rod is still listed as in custody as of this writing. So they still literally got him on their site as arrested and in custody, although he's not in custody and he's not arrested anymore either, right? So it's kind of like the whole process for RiOT has been a complete mess up, right? It's just been bad, the whole process of it, right? And it says RiOT had some legal troubles before a couple years back. He was facing a DV case, of course, that's domestic violence, in Florida as well. So they said in Florida as well, which shows that this actually is in Florida, right? But in the end, prosecutors dropped the battery charges against him, which means that if that was a felony, it was dropped. So they, unless they didn't update the system, which it looks like they already didn't update the system, that he's actually been released. So we'll just have to see, right? It continues and it says, so on paper, his attorneys appears to be correct. We're not aware of any previous convictions against RiOT. So that's definitely a huge drop ball on the case of the 12 of them that actually arrested RiOT inside of Florida. And like I said, his lawyers already said that they're going to be holding them accountable, which I'm pretty sure they're going to do some type of lawsuit. If RiOT decide to go against that and do it, maybe RiOT don't want to do it because he don't want to agitate 12 of them even more. He probably already get pulled over a lot and he probably don't want to have to deal with it anymore. So he might just let him slide this time, right? Anyway, so up next we got DiDDY and Cassie. So before I read this topic on it, the story on it, everybody knows that Cassie was the one that opened the floodgates for everybody else to come in and pretty much try to get some money out of Diddy, right? She was the first one to come in and say, hey, listen, he was doing this to me, he was doing that to me, had me doing this with that person, that with this person, you know what I'm talking about, and you know, I feel like this, and hey, pay me. So he gave her the money, floodgates open, everybody else ran in. Now, a lot of people probably thought that was going to be the end of the last that we'd be hearing about Cassie, but it looks like it's not the last. Cassie is now for sure working with the feds in order to take Diddy down. You already know. So she got the money, double back. Now she's with the feds, and they're saying that she may be the reason for the you know, that seizure, that search and seizure, the raiding his house that actually happened. It says, Diddy's ex, Cassie, has been in touch with the authorities in a federal investigation. Not just that, we're told she's cooperating as others who've sued him, so which means others are as well. But Cassie's just one of the biggest that's cooperating, because I'm pretty sure with the money that he gave her, he had her sign an NDA. But whenever the feds come in, all those NDAs goes out the door, right out the door. You know what I'm talking about? You can talk, tell them whatever, even if you are under NDA. All that's out the door. It continues and it says, sources with direct knowledge tell us Cassie is among the witnesses the feds have been in contact with in connection with Diddy's investigation. We're told she's been working with investigators for several weeks, presumably even before Diddy's homes was raided. So if Cassie's been talking to them before the home was raided, obviously the information that they gave her, because remember, the feds came out and said, or Homeland Security came out and said, we've got some concrete evidence, and not only do we have some concrete evidence, you know, whenever it's time to come and get him, we're going to come get him no matter where he's at. So she definitely playing a role in that, right? It continues and it says, given the timing, it seems Cassie may have helped the feds establish probable cause to get a judge to sign off on the search warrants. Other women were told have also been in contact with federal investigators. We don't know what Cassie has told the feds, but presumably it mirrors the lawsuit she filed against Diddy, in which she alleged he forced her to have S with multiple male prostitutes, ard her, beat her, and plied her with drugs and alcohol over the course of their relationship. So it's real messy for Diddy right now, but no actual formal charges of any type of criminal activity has been brought on Diddy. Actually, there was a clip of Diddy dancing. Somebody caught him in public dancing, so I guess he's trying to show people, hey, listen, I'm done, I'm all good. You know, talking about, because we know he loves to dance. Dancing is his thing. Probably just to show that, hey, man, listen, I'm not worried about none of that at all. Y'all do what y'all do. I'm doing what I'm doing. If they come, they come. They don't come, they don't come. I ain't did nothing wrong at all. And a couple people are coming out to actually say, hey, listen, I think they're doing Diddy wrong. Of course, Stevie J said it. I believe another rapper named Mano just came out and said, hey, listen, man, I've been in his parties. A lot of us has been in his parties, and I ain't never seen nothing wrong. Now, Mano may have been to the party, but only certain people go to the party. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, last but not least, Sexyy Red. Now, everybody knows Sexyy Red is ghetto fabulous. And when I say ghetto fabulous, I mean extremely ghetto ratchet fabulous. Of course, before she had a baby, she had a certain look about herself. And a lot of people will say that she used to look like Young Thug and just do a whole lot of wild comparisons. And yes, people will say, oh, she looks stank, she looked this, she looked that. However, now that Sexyy Red done had a baby, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. She done, you know, talking about, it done made her skin start glowing. She looks more healthier. And of course, a lot of more people that wasn't finding her attractive at first is now starting to find Sexyy Red much more attractive. Of course, she's got thicker, her face, her skin looking better, all type of stuff, right? Well, Sexyy Red, of course, you know what she raps about, my pink, my whole brown, da-da-da-da-da. She tried to go to a school, give the school some encouraging words. Now, we don't know if the school invited her there or she just showed up. Obviously, we don't know those details for sure, but you can use your brain and imagine she ain't just finna pop up at a school and just try to like go talk to the kids, right? She would have obviously had to have been invited there. Now, she came out and said that the school kicked her out because they said she smelled like that Zaza, right? And you know, from that I got the video of it. Here goes that video.
They tried to put me out from this school. Guess what? I'm coming back around that bitch. I don't want me in that bitch cause a riot.
Nobody called the police.
So look, so this school put me, I came up here, got cute, tried to talk to the kids, get in the water today, they gonna put me on me. Tell me I smell like weed. Watch this.
Anyway, so she said it was gonna be a riot, right? So what Sexyy Red did was leave. She doubled back and spent the block because she did say she was about to start a riot, and she actually did start a mini riot. She popped back up, and all the kids were out there, oh, Sexyy Red, singing her songs and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that made her day. And it ain't like they can file any type of charges against her for doing that at all. She's just a person that pulled up, and you know, talking about it happened how it happened. Anyway, so we've got new Diddy and Cassie information. We got Sexyy Red done pulled up to the school, and last but not least, we got Rod Wave. As far as Rod Wave's situation goes, I would definitely let y'all know if he decides to do a lawsuit. Would y'all do a lawsuit if, you know, you got falsely arrested and you know, taken into the jail? Because there's definitely room for a lawsuit. Or would y'all just be like, man, I'm going to just let them slide on this one because I ain't trying to be harassed or nothing like that at all. Anyways, let me know something. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this entire ordeal. I'm out.